Have you ever wondered why some people become stronger every time life knocks them down, while others give up after the very first setback? Here's the truth that most people never hear. The greatest transformation in your life will begin the day you stop waiting for someone to save you. Not your family, not your friends, not society, not perfect timing, just you. We live in a world that constantly teaches us to seek approval, chase validation, and fear being alone. We measure our worth through likes, opinions, and applause. But real strength is born in silence. It grows in the moments when no one is watching, when there is no audience, no recognition, and no guarantee that your efforts will pay off. Walking alone is not a punishment, it is a privilege. It is the path where distractions disappear, excuses lose their power, and your true character is revealed. Every challenge you face alone becomes another brick in the foundation of the person you are becoming. The strongest people are not those who have never struggled. They are the ones who chose discipline over comfort, patience over instant gratification, and purpose over popularity. They understand that every difficult morning, every painful lesson, and every lonely step is shaping them into someone unshakable. So, if life feels lonely right now, don't mistake it for failure. It may be preparing you for a version of yourself that you have never met before. In this video, you'll discover timeless principles of self-mastery that reveal why walking alone is often the fastest path to becoming your strongest self. Stay until the end, because one simple shift in perspective could completely change how you face fear, loneliness, and the challenges ahead. Your journey begins now. There is a difference between being alone and feeling lonely, yet many people spend their entire lives confusing the two. Loneliness comes from believing that something is missing, while solitude begins the moment you realize that everything you truly need to grow already exists within you. Most people avoid being alone because silence can be uncomfortable. The moment the noise of the outside world disappears, they are left face to face with their own thoughts, fears, insecurities, and unanswered questions. Instead of embracing that opportunity, they reach for distractions. They scroll through social media, turn on the television, call someone, or fill every empty moment with noise. They believe they are escaping discomfort, but in reality, they are escaping themselves. The greatest warriors, thinkers, inventors, and spiritual masters throughout history all understood one profound truth. Strength is developed in silence long before it is revealed in public. Before anyone applauds your success, there are countless moments when no one sees your effort. There are early mornings when you choose discipline over comfort. There are nights when you continue learning while others are sleeping. There are moments of failure that no one witnesses except you. These private battles become the foundation of your future victories. Imagine planting a seed beneath the earth. For weeks, nothing appears on the surface. To anyone looking from above, it seems as though nothing is happening. But beneath the soil, the seed is breaking apart. It is developing roots that will one day support a mighty tree. If someone judged the seed by what they could see, they would believe it had failed. Yet its most important growth is invisible. Human transformation follows the same pattern. Before your confidence becomes visible, it grows quietly within you. Before your wisdom influences others, it is formed through moments of reflection. Before your success inspires people, your character is built where no audience exists. One of the greatest gifts of walking alone is that it removes the pressure to perform for others. When nobody is watching, your actions reveal who you truly are. Do you continue working when there is no praise? Do you stay committed when there is no reward? Do you remain honest when no one would ever know the difference? These moments define your character far more than any public achievement. Character is not built through comfort. It is forged through choices made in solitude. Many people spend years chasing acceptance, believing that happiness lies in being understood by everyone around them. But the pursuit of universal approval is endless because opinions constantly change. If you allow other people's approval to determine your value, your confidence will rise and fall with every compliment and every criticism. Solitude teaches a different lesson. It teaches you to become your own source of stability. Instead of asking whether people believe in you, you begin asking whether you believe in yourself. Instead of seeking permission to pursue your dreams, you quietly take the next step forward. Silence also has a remarkable ability to reveal the truth. In a noisy world, it is easy to mistake other people's expectations for your own desires. You may chase a career because society praises it, follow a path because your friends expect it, or remain in situations that no longer serve you simply because you fear standing alone. But when you spend time in genuine solitude, those borrowed voices begin to fade. You start hearing your own inner voice more clearly. You recognize what truly matters to you rather than what impresses others. That clarity becomes one of the greatest sources of inner peace. Walking alone does not mean rejecting people or isolating yourself from the world. It means becoming emotionally independent enough that your growth no longer depends on constant encouragement. Support from others is valuable, but it should never become a requirement for your progress. The strongest individuals appreciate companionship without becoming dependent upon it. They understand that while mentors can guide them and friends can encourage them, no one can do the inner work on their behalf. The responsibility for becoming wiser, stronger, and more disciplined always belongs to the individual. Every period of solitude is an invitation to discover abilities you never knew existed. When there is no one else to solve your problems, you become more resourceful. When there is no one to motivate you, you learn self-discipline. When there is no one to comfort you, you develop resilience. What once seemed like loneliness gradually transforms into confidence because you realize that every challenge you overcame alone became proof of your own strength. The path of self-development is rarely crowded. Many people will celebrate your success, but very few will walk beside you during the difficult years of preparation. Do not mistake an empty road for the wrong road. Sometimes the quietest paths lead to the greatest destinations. Every step you take in solitude shapes your mind, strengthens your spirit, and prepares you for responsibilities that only a stronger version of yourself can carry. When you learn to stand firmly on your own, you no longer fear being alone, because you discover that the greatest companion you will ever have is the person you are becoming. Motivation is a beautiful feeling, but it is one of the most unreliable forces in life. It arrives with excitement and leaves without warning. One day you feel unstoppable, full of energy and ambition, ready to conquer every goal. The next day that excitement disappears, and suddenly even the smallest task feels impossible. If your life depends on motivation, your progress will always rise and fall with your emotions. But there is another force that does not ask how you feel before it moves. That force is discipline. Discipline does not wait for the perfect mood, the perfect weather, or the perfect moment. It simply says, do what must be done, and then takes the next step. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are not those who wake up every morning overflowing with inspiration. They are the ones who have trained themselves to act regardless of how they feel. They understand that feelings are temporary, but habits shape destiny. Every time you choose action over excuses, you strengthen your ability to remain consistent. Just as a blacksmith repeatedly heats and hammers steel until it becomes strong enough to withstand enormous pressure, every disciplined action strengthens your character. What seems difficult today gradually becomes natural because repetition transforms effort into habit. Comfort has become one of the greatest distractions of modern life. Everything around us encourages convenience, instant gratification, and immediate pleasure. If something feels difficult, we are tempted to quit. If results take too long, we search for shortcuts. But shortcuts rarely build strength. A tree that grows slowly develops deep roots capable of surviving powerful storms, while a weak tree can be uprooted by the first strong wind. In the same way, lasting success is not created by taking the easiest path, but by consistently choosing the path that develops your character. Think about the discipline required to wake up before sunrise while the world is still asleep. No applause greets you, No one congratulates you for making your bed, exercising, studying, or working toward your goals. Yet these ordinary actions performed day after day create extraordinary results over time. Success is rarely the product of one remarkable decision. More often, it is the accumulation of thousands of small choices that most people are unwilling to make. Every disciplined day becomes another brick in the foundation of the life you are building. One of the greatest misconceptions is believing that discipline limits freedom. In reality, discipline creates freedom. A disciplined mind is free from laziness. A disciplined body is free from unnecessary weakness. A disciplined financial life is free from constant worry. A disciplined spirit is free from being controlled by every passing emotion. Without discipline, people become prisoners of their impulses, constantly reacting instead of intentionally choosing their direction. The ability to control yourself is one of the highest forms of personal power because it means your decisions are guided by purpose rather than temporary desires. There will always be days when your mind whispers excuses. It will tell you that you deserve to rest, that you can begin tomorrow, or that one missed day will not matter. The danger is not in missing one day. The danger is allowing one excuse to become a habit. Every excuse weakens your commitment, while every disciplined action strengthens your identity. Eventually, you stop saying, "I am trying to become disciplined," because discipline becomes part of who you are. You no longer negotiate with your responsibilities. You simply fulfill them. Nature offers a powerful reminder of this truth. The sun rises every single morning without asking whether the world appreciates its light. The rivers continue flowing without seeking recognition. The seasons arrive with remarkable consistency year after year. They fulfill their purpose without hesitation. Imagine approaching your own responsibilities with that same unwavering commitment. Instead of depending on motivation to begin, you become someone who honors your promises regardless of circumstances. That level of consistency builds confidence because you know you can rely on yourself. True discipline is not about punishing yourself or living without joy. It is about respecting your future enough to make wise decisions today. Every healthy meal is a gift to your future body. Every page you read is an investment in your future mind. Every difficult conversation you face builds future courage. Every hour spent practicing your craft increases future excellence. The rewards may not appear immediately, but every disciplined choice silently compounds over time until one day the results become impossible to ignore. The strongest people are not those who never feel tired, discouraged, or afraid. They are the ones who continue moving despite those feelings. They understand that emotions are temporary visitors, but values remain constant. They have learned that discipline is not something they occasionally practice. It is the bridge that carries them from the person they are today to the person they are capable of becoming. When motivation fades, discipline remains, quietly leading them forward one deliberate step at a time. From the moment we are born, we begin searching for approval. As children, we seek praise from our parents. In school, we want acceptance from our classmates. As adults, we often measure our worth through promotions, compliments, social media likes, and the opinions of strangers. Without realizing it, many people spend their entire lives chasing validation instead of pursuing growth. They become so focused on being accepted by everyone else that they forget to ask the most important question of all: am I becoming the person I truly respect? The answer to that question has far greater value than any applause the world can offer. The desire for approval is natural, but allowing it to control your decisions is dangerous. When your happiness depends on other people's opinions, your peace becomes fragile. One compliment makes you feel confident, while one criticism can destroy your entire day. You begin changing your words, your dreams, and even your personality just to fit into expectations that were never meant for you. Over time, you stop living your own life and start performing for an audience that is impossible to satisfy. The truth is, no matter how kind, talented, or successful you become, someone will misunderstand you, disagree with you, or criticize you. If your confidence depends on universal approval, You will spend your life chasing something that does not exist. Imagine a ship sailing across a vast ocean. If the captain changes direction every time the wind shifts, the ship will never reach its destination. It will drift endlessly, pulled by forces beyond its control. But when the captain follows the compass instead of the wind, the ship continues moving toward its purpose despite changing conditions. Your values are that compass. Other people's opinions are merely the wind. They may blow in different directions every day, but if your decisions are guided by your principles rather than public approval, you remain steady no matter what others think. Self-mastery begins the moment you realize that your greatest competition is not the people around you, it is the person you were yesterday. There is little value in comparing your journey with someone else's because every individual carries different experiences, different struggles, and different opportunities. Comparison steals gratitude and creates unnecessary anxiety. Instead of asking, "Why are they ahead of me?" ask yourself, "What can I improve today?" That simple shift transforms your focus from jealousy to growth. Every small improvement strengthens your confidence because it is built on progress rather than comparison. Many people believe confidence comes from hearing encouraging words. In reality, lasting confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself. Every time you wake up when you said you would, complete the work you committed to, or remain faithful to your principles during difficult moments, you build trust within yourself. That trust becomes a quiet confidence that cannot be taken away by criticism. It does not need to announce itself or seek recognition because it is rooted in experience. You know your strength because you have repeatedly proven it through your actions. The world is full of distractions that tempt you to define yourself by external success. Expensive possessions, impressive titles, popularity, and recognition can all create the illusion of achievement. Yet none of these things guarantee inner peace. A person may be admired by millions and still feel empty because they have never learned to master their own mind. True success begins from within. It is the ability to remain calm in chaos, disciplined during temptation, humble in victory, and resilient in failure. These qualities cannot be purchased or borrowed. They are earned through daily effort and honest self-reflection. Criticism is another teacher that many people fear. The moment someone questions their abilities, they become defensive or discouraged. But a wise person understands that criticism has two possible outcomes. If it is true, it becomes an opportunity to improve. If it is false, it becomes an opportunity to practice patience. Either way, there is no reason to surrender your peace. The opinions of others lose their power when you stop allowing them to define your identity. You begin listening without becoming controlled, learning without becoming insecure, and growing without needing constant reassurance. Mastering yourself also means mastering your emotions. Anger, pride, fear, and envy often arise when we place too much importance on how others see us. But when your focus shifts inward, these emotions gradually lose their influence. Instead of reacting impulsively, you learn to pause, observe, and choose your response wisely. That ability to remain centered during difficult moments is a sign of true inner strength. Anyone can remain calm when life is easy, but maintaining clarity and self-control during hardship is the mark of a disciplined mind. At the end of your life, the opinions that once seemed so important will fade away. The applause will become silent, the criticism will be forgotten, and the expectations of others will no longer matter. What will remain is the person you chose to become through your daily actions, your values, and your unwavering commitment to growth. The greatest victory is not proving your worth to the world. It is becoming someone whose character, discipline, and integrity earn your own deepest respect. That is the essence of self-mastery, and once you achieve it, no external validation will ever be powerful enough to replace the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you have conquered yourself. Every person dreams of a life without pain, failure, rejection, or uncertainty. We naturally hope for smooth roads, easy victories, and immediate success. But life follows a different path. It does not shape extraordinary people through comfort. It shapes them through challenge. Every obstacle that stands before you carries a hidden lesson, and every hardship has the potential to become the training ground for a stronger version of yourself. The difference is not in the obstacle itself, it is in how you choose to respond to it. One person sees a wall and turns back. Another sees the same wall and begins searching for a way to climb it. The obstacle remains the same, but the mindset changes everything. Think of a sword being forged in fire. Before it becomes strong enough to withstand battle, it must endure intense heat, repeated hammering, and constant pressure. If the metal could speak, it might believe it was being destroyed. Yet every strike shapes it into something far stronger than it was before. Human character is built in much the same way. Every disappointment, every setback, and every difficult season is not meant to break you, but to refine you. The pressure you experience today may be preparing you for responsibilities that your current self is not yet ready to carry. One of the greatest mistakes people make is asking, "Why is this happening to me?" That question often leads to frustration, self-pity, and hopelessness. A far more powerful question is, "What is this trying to teach me?" Suddenly the situation changes. Failure is no longer proof that you are incapable. It becomes feedback showing you where you need to improve. Rejection is no longer a personal attack. It becomes redirection toward a better opportunity. Pain is no longer meaningless suffering. It becomes a teacher that reveals your hidden strength. When you change the questions you ask, you change the meaning of your experiences. Imagine climbing a mountain. Every step upward requires more effort than the one before. The air becomes thinner, your legs grow tired, and every part of you wants to stop. Yet with every difficult step, your body becomes stronger and your perspective becomes wider. If the path were completely flat, there would be no summit to reach and no breathtaking view waiting at the top. The steepness of the climb is precisely what makes the destination meaningful. Likewise, the greatest achievements in life demand perseverance because they transform the climber as much as they lead to the destination. There will be moments when life feels unfair. You may work harder than everyone around you and still experience failure. You may give your best to people who fail to appreciate it. You may lose opportunities you believed were meant for you. During those moments, it is tempting to believe that your efforts have been wasted. But growth often happens beneath the surface long before results become visible. Just as roots grow deep underground before a tree reaches toward the sky, resilience develops quietly through repeated struggles. You may not immediately see how you are changing, but every challenge is strengthening qualities that success alone could never teach. Resilience is not something you are born with, it is something you build. Every time you stand up after being knocked down, you become harder to defeat. Every time you continue despite fear, you prove that courage is stronger than comfort. Every time you choose patience over frustration, you develop emotional maturity. These victories may seem invisible to others, but they are shaping the foundation of your character. The world often celebrates visible success while overlooking the invisible battles that made it possible. Yet those unseen battles are where true greatness is formed. Nature offers countless reminders of this principle. Diamonds are created under immense pressure. Rivers carve through solid rock not because they are powerful in a single moment, but because they remain persistent over time. The tallest trees withstand violent storms because their roots have grown deep through years of resistance. None of these wonders exist without challenge. In the same way, your difficulties are not evidence that life is against you. They are evidence that life is giving you the opportunity to develop strength that cannot be gained any other way. When you begin to embrace obstacles instead of fearing them, your relationship with hardship changes completely. Instead of asking for an easier life, you begin building a stronger mind. Instead of avoiding discomfort, you learn to welcome it as part of your training. You understand that every difficult conversation teaches confidence, every failure teaches wisdom, every sacrifice builds discipline, and every setback prepares you for a greater comeback. The obstacle is no longer your enemy, it becomes your greatest instructor. One day, you will look back on the seasons that once made you question everything. The failures that brought tears to your eyes, the rejections that wounded your confidence, and the hardships that tested your spirit will no longer appear as moments of defeat. They will stand as milestones on the journey that transformed you. The person who emerges after enduring life's challenges is wiser, calmer, more disciplined, and far stronger than the person who first began the journey. Every obstacle you overcome becomes living proof that your greatest growth has always been waiting on the other side of your greatest challenges. As you reach the end of this journey, remember one powerful truth: the person you become is far more important than the success you achieve. Success can be gained and lost, but a disciplined mind, a resilient spirit, and unwavering character remain with you for life. Walk alone when you must, because solitude will teach you lessons that crowds never can. Build yourself every single day through discipline, not excuses. Stop seeking approval from the world and start earning your own respect. And whenever life places an obstacle in your path, don't see it as the end of your journey. See it as the beginning of your transformation. 1 year from now, your life could be completely different. The only question is this: will you choose comfort or will you choose growth? The decision you make today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Always remember, mountains are climbed one step at a time, rivers carved through stone one drop at a time, and great lives are built one disciplined choice at a time. You don't need to be perfect. You only need the courage to keep moving forward, even when no one is cheering for you. If this message inspired you, don't let it remain just another motivational video. Take one lesson from today and apply it to your life immediately. Real transformation begins with action, not inspiration. Thank you for watching and spending your valuable time with this channel. Your support means more than you know, and I truly appreciate every one of you who chooses to grow alongside us. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss future videos designed to strengthen your mind, sharpen your discipline, and help you become the best version of yourself. Until next time, stay humble, stay disciplined, keep building yourself, and never stop walking toward the person you were meant to become.